set out on a narrow way many years ago, hoping I would find true love along the broken road. But I got lost a time or two, wiped my brow and kept pushing through. I couldn't see how every sign pointed straight to you. Every long lost dream led me to where you are. Others who broke my heart, they were like northern stars, pointing me on my way into your...
Welcome back, y'all. It's your girl, Giddy.
And it's your girl, Cassie.
And we're in our feelings.
Yes. Me and Gidna have the same walking down the aisle song. And it's upsetting. So, husband, please propose to me. And let's do this
First, I need to...
before. Yeah. Because...
I got to beat you down the aisle.
The same people going to be at both our weddings.
That's so true.
They're going to be like, what the...
We just seen this.
Right. And
it's the same routine.
Right. That's the same steps. We've seen this before. Oh, my gosh. But we were so excited. You should see our reaction because I know she didn't think I would like that song.
Definitely not.
I know.
Yeah, I was like...
Oh, by the way, it's God Bless the Broken Road, but the green leaf version.
Green leaf, yes. Not the unseasoned version.
The Rascal Flatts with a little twang. No, we want Charity in all her pain to sing it.
Right.
But yeah, that's her song. And I just love that song. It resonates so much to me because I feel like, especially now that I'm in the journey, I feel like it describes the journey to that love of my life. Mm-hmm. You know, every person, everyone is a piece of a puzzle or down the road somewhere.
Right.
And it's building that journey so I can meet my king.
Yeah, it's a lot of hurt and disappointment and tears and stuff, but you just got to wipe your brow and just keep pushing through.
And my favorite part of the song is when she's talking to him and she's explaining it to him and he's like, you know, you just smile, you understand, you've been there.
Yeah.
It was a part of a greater plan. Y'all, that song, yes. I'm getting emotional just talking about that song. But it gives also hope, you know, that just because something didn't work out doesn't mean that there's better coming. And it's going to be, I'm so excited for me to walk down the aisle.
Me too, but sometimes you be like, God, when is better going to come?
Oh, man.
When is he coming?
Right. You know what's crazy? I think for you, I think you're going to find someone and you're going to it's going to happen quickly, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
No, stop. No.
I think that's what it is.
No, stop it.
I think you've been through enough where...
Yeah.
And it's crazy because my mom...
Oh, I'm going to cry. Stop it.
We're being really emotional today. Gross.
It's that song.
I know that song really... My mom, she always told me how she met my dad. Like, she had just gotten out of a long-term relationship, and she met my dad, and she knew immediately. And within 8 months, they were engaged. So she said, like, she learned all her lessons from her past so that when the person came, she was ready. And she knew.
Oh, my God. I'm going to cry.
She's tearing up.
Stop it. No, this is too real, guys. Yeah. It's too early, too soon.
I know.
But, yeah, oh, my gosh. I can't even talk right now. Like, no, take over. Go ahead.
We're having emotional, but I guess y'all like those transparent moments. I don't know. I think I'm finally doing the work now. Post-breakup. I think for a while I was just kind of chilling, living life, but now I'm actually doing the work and processing everything. And I'm so excited for the future. I am.
I think, like, after my relationship with Sky's dad, like, I've never been so broken in my life and so disappointed, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like I had to do a lot of work within myself to get to a place where now it's like, all right, I can't let the shame of, like, this relationship not working out and me having a baby out of wedlock and all that stuff stop me from moving forward. Mm-hmm. And, girl, I be praying for my Sierra moment. And when I have it, y'all, just know that I've been doing the work that it takes for me to be ready for my Russell.
Yes. And I can completely relate. Like, my husband is going to find me healed. He's going to find me whole. He's going to find me like a woman of wisdom. Right. Because I didn't let this stuff break me. I learned from it. And I swear to God, I'm never going through that ever again. I refuse.
We literally was just talking about that. Yeah, like, for me to have another baby daddy, Excuse me?
Child.
Oh, no.
For me to be a main chick, no, I'm the one and only.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I'm excited.
It's really that song that we
I
played
know.
before we started recording because our mood was so different.
Yeah, we was
Yeah.
whatever tip.
Oh,
But now I
gosh.
feel like we're real emotional. So today we're going to talk about love. But I have one more comment to make about how excited I am. So I didn't realize. So usually, like, my other friends, they are in relationships too. And they would talk about their when I was to be in a relationship, they would talk about their boyfriends or like they'd be around their boyfriends. And I wouldn't be salty, but I would just be negative about it. I don't even know how to explain it.
Why?
Let me tell you. So, or I would look at stuff on Instagram, like stuff that boyfriends are doing for their girlfriends, and I would be so, ugh. And mind you, I was in a whole relationship, right? Now I'm single, and my friends talk about their boyfriends, or I see all the Valentine's Day. I'm so happy and excited. I'm like, ooh, one day someone's going to do that for me. Like, I'm
Yeah. actually
actually more happy and excited. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I don't want to use the word jealous, but do you think it's just something that yeah.
It was like I knew I was never going to get that with him, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, like, it must be nice, but that's not going to be me.
Yeah, and it's not that must be nice.
It wasn't must be nice. It was,
must be nice.
yeah. But now it's like, it's just beautiful, and
Yeah.
that's going to be me. And I'm so excited.
I think love is just so beautiful when it's right. You know?
Say that again. Say that again.
Love is just so beautiful when it's right.
When it's right.
Yeah, when you can give it to someone unconditionally and you're able to receive it unconditionally as well, too. Like,
Can I tell you, I don't believe in unconditional love. Because I feel like when you love someone, there's conditions that you set. I love you when you do this. I love you when we're like this together. A condition could be like, don't argue when we're mad. Don't yell when you're mad. That's a condition, if that makes sense.
yeah.
So you set your boundaries. I think the term unconditional love kind of, it eliminates boundaries and rules. It's like, I'm going to accept you for whatever. And that shouldn't be the case. It should be, I'm going to love you when you love me, how we said we were going to love each other, if that makes sense.
Okay, so if you don't believe in unconditional love, that's actually like the first time I've heard somebody saying that. Like, when there's no conditions, would you say that's more lust than love?
What do you mean when there's no conditions? Yeah. And I think it's like a honeymoon phase too. I don't think it's realistic to love someone unconditionally. Because when it's like, you have expectations for your partner.
Right.
Those are conditions that you have for them. I understand the term unconditional love, but I think it's not used properly, and it gives people an excuse to do whatever they want because they know that their partner loves them unconditionally.
I think that's a better explanation. Yeah.
I think that's what I was trying to say, yeah. Because for me, love is a commitment. And me and Jesse were talking about that. I don't think it's necessarily, it's an action verb. It's me choosing you every single day. I think we get that love. I love them.
Yeah.
You love them, why?
And I think that's why for me, like, I don't think there's a time stamp on how long or short it takes for somebody to truly love somebody. Like, we were watching Love is Blind.
Right.
So, do you think love is really blind? Because the first episode, like, the girl, Lauren, she was like, I love you. And
right.
in my head, I was like, okay, this is like
right.
the very first
2.
episode.
Right.
But, with that, there's a lot of edits and cuts,
right.
and they're in this little pod like 24 hours. So we don't know the connection that they really had.
Right.
So back to my question, do you think love is blind?
I think love can be blind. I think of arranged marriages. I think of there's successful arranged marriages where they really, truly fall in love with each other. And I think it works because they make a commitment to another. I'm going to love you every single day. That's a commitment. I'm going to choose you every single day. No matter what fight, no matter what conditions happen, it's you against us, against that problem.
Yeah.
It's us against that problem. I think love is blind.
Yeah.
And I think love goes beyond looks for sure.
Definitely. Because looks will only get you so far. Like, it'll get your feet and it'll bring that initial attraction, but you're going to have to be able to offer more for that person to stay. I think too, love is blind, but I feel like our generation, because we have so much options and we're like, I don't feel like we commit. You know what I mean? It's like we're together, but you piss me off, so now we're broken up.
Break. Oh, Lord.
Right. So it's like on and off, on and off. And I don't really like that type of relationship for me. You know, I want something, it's like, okay, let's sit in our problem. Let's discuss it. Let's find out how we can solve it and how we're going to move forward. And a lot of us are not having these conversations. We're not really communicating. But I also feel like, because a lot of us don't really date.
Right.
Like, you don't get to know the person. It's just like, okay, now we're in a relationship, or it started off as F buddies and somebody caught feelings, so now we're in a relationship.
But even if you're not dating, I think we're not asking the right questions when we do get in relationships. I think whenever you move from a phase, like let's say you guys used to be fuck buddies, now you want to do something more. A conversation needs to be had. What are your expectations of me now? What are our new terms of conditions, right?
Yeah.
So before... do you want to go on dates every week? Do we have to do this? Do we have to do that? I think we don't communicate about things. We just let them flow. Who's paying?
Right.
We have to do those things.
And I think for me too, in all of my relationships, I've like avoided any topic or conversation that's very awkward and uncomfortable.
Right.
But for this one, moving forward, I'm claiming it right now.
Hello.
Like, definitely I want to have these uncomfortable conversations.
Right. Rather you have uncomfortable situations than be uncomfortable in that moment. And then having those, we talk about those all the time, unspoken expectations. And now you're salty because you're paying, but you never discuss who was going to pay.
Right. And then being with somebody you don't really know. That's another, like,
You have to see your partner when they're mad. You have to see them when they're stressed, when they don't have money. Like, those are all these different times you have to see them. You have to travel with them. Those are things you have to do before I think you walk down the aisle. But with Love is Blind, that's the only... You don't get to see that on the show, at least. You don't... Well, except for Gianna, whatever her name is.
Yeah, Gigi.
Gigi, she is an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, she needs a therapist, not a husband.
Yikes, yeah. You don't get to see people under those terms.
Right, until after.
I
mean, it looks like it's working for some of them.
For some of them.
But, yeah.
I don't know. Like you said, now I'm having those conversations. My number one is when we argue, don't curse. And I'm a cursor, so I curse all the time. But when we're arguing, don't curse. We're not cursing.
I can't do somebody yelling at me. Like,
I don't yell at me.
I shut down completely. You won't get a word out of me because you just got belittled. I can't do that.
And one thing I had to realize, like, my dad don't talk to me like that.
Right.
Where are you coming from?
Right.
I can count my hands every time my dad yelled at me. So,
why would
I accept that from you?
Yeah.
Right.
I think, like, even with the way that I parent Sky, I see so much growth in myself because it's like I treat her with such love and care and gentleness. Even when I speak to her, it's like, all right, Sky, you did this. I didn't like it. However, like, you're still amazing.
Right.
I'm not correcting you. I am correcting your action, your behavior. Right. And, like, she just knows it. Because if I yell at her, she's like... And she'll start crying, and because she's not used to me getting to that level. So anytime it's just like, so I'm like intentionally preparing myself for my partner too, because I want to be able to speak with him with love and compassion and just pour into him and uplift his spirit as well. So, yeah.
I agree. My next king is going to be so great because we're doing the work. We're healing. Even like looking at how I was in my past relationship, I wasn't the greatest girlfriend. You know, I think there's times where I would make slick comments. I would never really address what was wrong. So now moving forward, even if I have to text you what I'm feeling, at least I'm letting you know. I can't verbally say it right now, but here's a text, and then we could start talking about it versus me just stewing over whatever I'm stewing over.
What do you think the biggest challenge will be for you in your next relationship?
Oh, that's a great question. And I had seen a post. It was like the greatest challenge after you've been out of a toxic relationship is a healthy relationship that comes after it. Because it's literally going to challenge everything you've been doing. A thing about being in any toxic space, like you become toxic too. You start thinking things are normal. So having someone who can communicate with me is going to challenge me to own up to my feelings. Why did you do this? That's going to be hard for me to not want to stir the pot, to not create drama. It's going to be challenging, like, oh shit. Not to self-sabotage. This is going good, let it go good.
That is so true.
Yeah, but I'm aware of it, and I think...
And that's the best part, that awareness piece.
And there's a
important.
conversation I'll have with my future partner, too. Look, I've been through it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put you through it for a little minute, but work with me. Have patience. I think my partner will have to be patient with me.
Same.
Yeah, I was about to ask.
I think same for me. Just because, like I said, I say this all the time. I was really hurt with the way that everything ended with my relationship with Sky's dad. Although I was the one who, like, you know, broke up with him and whatnot, it was still, like...
Painful.
It was painful because now this isn't just a regular breakup. There's a child involved. And then we still have to, like, come up with a plan of how we want to raise our daughter and how to move forward and how to have the environment be healthy for her, you know? And I can openly admit, like, the first, like, 2-3 months, I was still salty in my feelings. So it was just, like, arguing and bickering, and it was a lot of things that was happening. And then after her first birthday, I'm like, no matter how I feel about you personally, I'm not going to let that affect Sky or, like, our co-parenting relationship. Like, people will see us in public. Most people think we're still together because...
I thought y'all were together.
Most people think because our co-parenting relationship is so good and so healthy, we're able to communicate, and, like, if it's anything with Sky, we're able to come together and really be mature about the situation, you know? I'm so ready. I'm ready to find love.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I feel like you're going to judge my answer.
Okay.
Because we've had this conversation before. I think I do.
Okay.
I think I do. Don't ask me to elaborate. Do you? I want to hear your answer first.
I don't believe in
know
soulmates.
You don't.
I don't.
Why not?
But it also goes back to my statement about, like, a commitment and choosing that person every single day. I think soulmates is, like, mostly attraction, you know, like, for lustful attraction or he's cool, whatever. But for me, my soulmates are my friends. I realize my soulmates are my friends. Like, the way they recharge me and the peace that they bring me.
But why can't your partner do the same?
So my partner... I think for me, when I think of soulmates, I think of how they described it in novels. I think they had described it in novels. I saw him and I instantly knew he was the one that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I don't think that's what it is. I think your soulmate, your partner, your life partner. I believe in life partners. Okay. Someone that's going to choose you every single day. Someone that's going to pick you every single day for life. To me, that's more valuable than a soulmate.
I got deep real quick. I'm sorry. I was trying to...
Look, she was processing. She was like,
yeah, that got real deep real quick. I mean, I definitely understand the life partner, but I feel like with the soulmate, too, is that not your life partner as well?
I don't think so. But maybe it is. Maybe it's just apples to oranges.
Yeah, I think for me, they all fall under the same umbrella. They're still... Yeah.
So you believe you only have one soulmate?
No.
Okay.
I think you can have multiple.
Yeah. I agree with that, too. I think you have a lot of loves in your life for different purposes.
Yeah.
To grow, to hurt, to heal. I'm really on a healing journey, y'all. Ugh.
I'm at the end of mine.
Ooh, must be nice. Tell us how it feels to be at the end of it. Like, how do you know you've reached your end?
Because I'm open. I'm open for... the idea of being in a relationship now, because for the longest I, like, shut it off. Like, even though I was dating, it was just, like, more so just
passing time
and to get over the hurt. And, you know, the reasoning behind it I don't think was ever like, okay, I'm ready for this. But now I feel like I'm ready for whoever is coming my way, and they're gonna really meet the best version of myself. So
I'm excited to get to
Girl,
that
it
point.
took like 2 years.
Yeah. I think the thing about healing, I noticed, it's painful.
Oh, yes. And shameful in my case. Yes.
It's shameful for me too, like the shit I stuck around with.
Yeah.
Because when you go back and you had to go back and analyze certain things, it's like, oh, I went through that.
You know what's funny? Yesterday, how I told you, I brought my peoples here, whatever, from Naples. We were in the car ride for like almost 2 hours, and we were just, it was over 2 hours, but I was just talking with my stepdad, and he was just like, you know what? I am so proud of you. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I tell your mom this all the time. And I told her when you were pregnant, when she was upset and whatnot, like, you were going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I am so proud of you and so glad you didn't get married. Because he was just like, I would rather you bring home 5 kids than go through the pain and the hurt in the process of getting a divorce.
Wow.
And for me, that, like, guys, I'm so emotional today. Wow. But for me, that was really big because when I first got pregnant, the first thing was, so you about to get married now? You about to marry him? And I was like, no, I'm not getting married. And it was a huge fight with me and my mom for, like, a long time because for her, I mean, now that I'm, like, a mom and whatnot, I can understand it from her perspective. Right. But before, it was just like, how dare you just, like, try to get me to get married? Why aren't you worried about me bringing this child into the world and making it just, like, a healthy environment? Why are you just pressuring me? And you don't even know what's going on in my relationship and my reasoning for not wanting to be married. You know? So him saying that yesterday was just, like, so beautiful. And I'm like, everything's coming together, it seems. So, yeah, it was beautiful.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you, too.
Stop it.
And it's crazy. I always talk about it, but you glow differently. Like, you're moving different. Like, the happiness radiates from you.
Stop it.
It's true, y'all. Like, when you're doing good, like, so the other day, I went to go see my homegirl. Not to get so much detail, but I saw, like, how do I say stop putting people business? But I saw his best friend's peoples, right? And that's the first time I really seen him since the whole breakup. And his dad was like, wow, you look good. And that's literally the same compliment I've been getting from people. Yeah. You look good, you look good, you look good. And then I'm like, I am good. Like, generally, I'm good. I'm okay. And then he kind of looked at me, and then it was kind of like confirmation for him that I made the right decision, if that makes sense. Yeah. He was like,
that must have been a lot of hurt
said, good
for him
you.
Too.
Yeah, because we were over, that was almost my family. Like, for 4 years, you know, they know me very well. So he was like, good for you.
Because the family be knowing the effed up stuff that they kids be doing. You know, it's not their place to say anything.
And yeah, his mom had said that. She was like, you know, I know some stuff that I'm not going to tell you, but I know some stuff, but at the same time, I don't know. But when you're doing good, you shine it, you glow it, and people want to be around you too. Yeah.
Wow, we just got really deep.
I know.
Really
so nice.
Yeah.
It's a song. That song
I
does
think,
it for me.
yeah, we need to stop listening to these songs before we record. So I have a question for you. Like,
yes, ma'am.
So describe love having sex with somebody you love. Have you ever, like, been in love? And what is sex life like with somebody you love versus somebody you just fucking?
So for me, sex, there's definitely, like, when there's love and intimacy, like, it's mind-blowing. And I feel like I haven't had that mind-blowing love sex yet. I've had mind-blowing sex. I've had I'm in love with this person sex, but I don't think I've had both worlds collided. So I know my future husband gonna make that happen.
Amen to that.
But I think with casual sex, there's like a certain level of intimacy you just can't get because you know that person's not yours,
and you don't want to be too attached.
And you don't want to be too attached. That's one thing about me. Like I know what we're doing. Yeah. I understand what we're doing, and I'm not gonna get caught up. Like this is.
You're really good at that.
Yeah, because I know what we're doing. And if I feel like I'm getting too involved, I'll remove myself from the situation. Yeah. Because those are not the terms that we set. And I just don't want to deal with that. We're not doing that no more, you know.
I know.
We're not doing that anymore. I'm starting to get feelings. I'm out. So
you're like the complete opposite of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you're such a gangster.
I know. But when my feelings are involved, like this is why it's so hard to get through to me, that I just don't let anybody get through so fast, because when I care for somebody, I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
What about you? Mind-blowing love sex. I don't remember what the question was.
Yeah. I think I've had mind-blowing sex, like you said, but it's never been on the level that I would like for it to be on. But I'll let you know, like 20 episodes down the line.
Yes.
I will let you know.
With her king. We're speaking into existence.
Amen to that.
This year not ending without one of us being in a relationship. Probably Giddy.
Hopefully.
So you could get married first, girl. Bye.
I need that song.
Yeah, that's a good song. What other songs are on your playlist for your wedding?
That's really number one. I think, you know what's funny too? Like I think I heard that song like probably like 2-3 times prior to listen to it on Greenleaf. And then when I heard it on Greenleaf, I think
a whole new song.
It's not only that, I think because like how I felt at the time, like I'm like, okay, I was in a relationship where I thought like, okay, this is the end of it. This is like the guy I'm gonna marry and whatever. So when that ended, it was just like, okay, God bless the broken road. So it just made sense for my situation. I was just like, okay, that's my song. I don't know if I had a song prior to that, because I didn't want to be married. Like for the longest, I was like, I'm not going to get married. So I didn't really think of these songs. But I think after having a kid and whatnot, yes, I want, like, the family.
Yeah. What kind of wedding do you want? A big wedding?
I actually want a very intimate wedding. So I want a small wedding. It's only going to be, like, my mom will hate me because I'm going to tell her you can't invite, like, everybody.
Right.
But yeah, I want it to be very small and intimate. Yeah. I don't know. I'm at a different point in my life where I don't want to do it just because, or just have a whole bunch of randoms there that I don't even know. I want it to be like people who I genuinely care about, who's been through the journey with me, who's seen the growth and who are just happy for me.
One thing I realized about inviting people for the wedding that made my guest list so much smaller was I want people that were invested in the relationship.
That part, yeah.
Not necessarily that they knew me, because I was telling I think someone listened to the old episode about the friendship and they asked me would I invite that friend to my wedding, and I was like no, because she doesn't know whatever new relationship I'm gonna get into. She doesn't know it. She has no part in it. Like, she didn't wish me well or anything like that. This is just someone from the past. So I think anyone I'm going to invite to my wedding had to like foster, be involved in the relationship and thing like that.
Yeah.
And I'll cut that wedding list quickly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you want like a beach wedding or a church or what?
I want a church wedding. I've always dreamed of walking down the aisle with my daddy. Yeah. I know I want a lit reception. I think I'm probably going to pay extra to have like my reception in at 2 or 3 in the morning. Ooh. I want a party.
It's a party.
It's a party.
I think I want a church wedding too. That's the only thing I'll do for my mom, because anything else is not a wedding to these Haitians. Right. So I'll let her have that.
Yeah,
that's it.
But as far as everything else, I don't know. I haven't thought about how big. I want a smaller wedding just because it's more cost efficient. But just be surrounded by everyone I care about and turn up and celebrate. Tequila all night.
Ew. Have other options, please.
Nope.
Stop it.
I'm going to make sure the bartender only gives you tequila. Everyone else
could
have
Sprite and water.
There's tequila in there, too.
All right, y'all. This concludes our episode talking about love and our feelings and everything. Thank y'all for sitting with us. This was kind of emotional.
Yes.
A little different than how we normally are. So, yeah.
But it was good. It's good for y'all to see us like this, too.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. But you're not going to get that from getting there.
Not too often.
Not too often, but we like to see it.
Yeah. I really had to hold back my tears. Like, I really wanted to cry. But
Said I'm not gonna cry. Y'all should have seen how Jesse, let us get out of here. So thank y'all so much for listening. Don't forget to follow me at QueenCast_X3
and me at GiddyLoveJ1.
and follow the podcast at Good Intentions Pod. And don't forget to get y'all tickets for the Pit and Vibe March 19th. We about to be in the building live in effect.
Lit. Support. That's the way y'all can show y'all support.
Right. By being there.
Yes.
All righty. We'll catch y'all next week.
Toodles.
Bye.